where they are at this moment in history and what can they do going forward and how likely it is that George is out of there?
There has been a surprising amount of chatter. I think it surprised everyone around the NBA that he's strongly considering staying. Surprising just considering how loud the noise was that he had already determined he was going to sign with the Lakers. It was all over. And this, to me, everyone's focused on Kawhi and LeBron. But I don't know that there's a franchise in the crosshairs more deeply than the Thunder, because if he leaves, then you have Russell Westbrook and Steven Adams and just not much else to get you excited and not a lot of room to do anything for the next couple of years. And I don't know where you go from there.
Yeah, so PG could hold, be the crux of what the future of that franchise would be. You mentioned Kawhi. I know there's a story out that Woj and Ramona have been working on, and Wendy, it's up on ESPN.com. Basically talking about the Lakers being under some pressure. They'd like to, if they could get who wouldn't want a Kawhi deal done before free agency hits? How large a shadow does Kawhi cast over some of the pending decisions, not just in LA, but throughout the matrix of the front offices right now?
It's mostly LA right now because they have realized, oh boy, if PG really might stay in Oklahoma City, the guy that we banked on is almost a no-brainer a year ago, and Kawhi takes forever, or the Spurs take forever to make a decision on Kawhi, LeBron may not have a superstar partner to come here with, and I don't know if that's going to make him hesitate, if that's going to make Cleveland look more attractive. So he hovers over Los Angeles. Everyone else is still trying to figure out, all the other teams, Boston, Philly, the Clippers, are still trying to figure out, well, can we talk to the people around Kawhi? Can we get any idea of how healthy he is, how likely he is to stay here? He only has 1 year left on his contract. That sort of information gathering from all the other teams that have as good or better assets that the Lakers do, that hasn't even started yet.
It was major news just a couple of weeks ago when Pop finally got some FaceTime with a guy who's coached for all the years, and they finally got together in San Diego. Let's flip back to what Magic was talking about. Irvin basically saying, you got to have patience. I'm not trying to win over the media, and this may take more than 1 year. It's almost as if he's setting up SoCal for it may not all happen at once here.
Yeah, and I think all he's really saying there is, look, there are three big names that we've talked about already: LeBron, Kawhi, Paul George. If for some reason we can't get even one of those guys or two of them, we're not then going to turn around and say, oh my God, we have all this cap room. Let's go get DeMarcus Cousins coming off an Achilles tear or DeAndre Jordan on a multi-year deal. They're going to roll over that cap flexibility if they get zero or one of these star players and say, hey, look, we like our young players. We think our situation is going to be just as attractive next summer as it is now. We're not. So I just think all he's saying is telegraphing, we're not going to panic if we don't get one of those or two of those three guys.
You got to have the stature and the track record as a player and as champion of Irvin Johnson to postulate getting away with something like that, to come 0 for 3, right? Not many GMs would survive a moment like that.
He's Magic Johnson. He said it yesterday. I'm Magic Johnson, and they've done a nice job there, drafting even guys late in the first round like Kuzma and Josh Hart. I mean, they do have a semi-intriguing path, even if, as you said, they go 0 for 3.
All right, we're sitting here looking at our watches, looking at the calendar, waiting for the player options Friday night, then July 1st, then comes free agency. You've been writing and talking about and free associating and maybe blue skying with the possibility of flipping on the NBA calendar free agency with the NBA draft, which is so simplistically logical. We know it can't happen, but explain the logic behind it and the chances of maybe somebody taking a serious look at making it happen.
Well, the Rockets proposed it officially at a league meeting in May, which is the first time any team has actually proposed it. And as you said, it does seem like one of these so simple that it can't possibly work ideas. But the easiest way to explain it is this. You arrive at the draft. The draft is the day that everybody wants to make trades because draft picks are the most liquid assets in the league. And before they're actual human beings, they can be anybody in the draft that a team wants to pick. So they're super tradable. But on that day, you might have 4, 5, 6, 7 teams holding cap space open that's going to be unlocked in July for the same star player. And only one of those teams can get that player. And then 4 or 5 of them will have missed out on all these opportunities at the draft because they don't want to do anything that jeopardizes that space.
In a phrase, quickly, chances of change coming here quickly?
I wouldn't say quickly, but I'm surprised how much momentum it has and how much feedback that story got yesterday. I think there's a little bit of momentum here.